Hey everybody, this is Captain Yeet here with you for another Kagurabachi Manga chapter review. This is going to be Kagurabachi Manga chapter 55 titled Fight Alongside. So let's get into it. So the chapter starts off with Hakari inside of that room while he's getting healed, and Yoyai and that girl that's healing him with his sorcery start to explain that there's a difference from body exhaustion and sorcery exhaustion. If you try to use your sorcery after you exhaust it for so much, you could do permanent damage to your brain and you could not access your sorcery for the rest of your life. So that's pretty bad. You could mess up your brain and you could never use your power again. And they said that they've only been healing him for about 10 minutes. And they said 10 minutes last chapter. So I'm guessing this is like picking up right where they left off with the whole, yeah, you only have 10 minutes in this whole 30-minute thing. But they start to hear like all the commotion outside. And obviously, we need to do this thing for 30 minutes, but we have to help Mr. Samura because we just got information that they sent most of their forces here and Mr. Samura is getting jumped. So it's like I'm guessing they're not gonna do it anymore. Because in like the next few panels when they're like, okay, well we're gonna have to go help Mr. Samura, let's get Yoyai and Hakari out of here. Hakari stands up and Yoyai him starts to walk out the back way. And at first I was like, I thought they said like they specifically said like a chapter ago or two chapters ago that you can't really move during the whole process of healing your sorcery. Like Hakari has to lay down and stay right there. But I'm like, he's getting up. But I think, with this whole situation changing that, Samura is getting jumped by that plant guy and a lot more people, we just can't do it no more. We have to go help him. We can't do this anymore. Let's just go. Let's go. So while they're walking, Hawk remembers what they said like 5+ chapters ago that if Samura has joined the battlefield, the best thing to do is not to intervene, but interfere, not intervene. The best thing to do is not to interfere, but obviously the situation has changed. So now he's getting like jumped by some really powerful guys. So the girl that was healing him and the guy that can draw stuff, they go over to a room and they tell the master to wake up because we have to go help Mr. Samura, or specifically, they would say to him, his master. And it's like a little kid. And he goes, I'm a growing boy. And the girl says, yeah, you are, just physically. And then the guy gets up, and there's a little kid with sunglasses on, and he goes, oh, the master's in trouble? I have to get really fired up. And he pulls out some cigars, just like Mr. Samura, and he starts to eat them. So I don't know what's going on with him. I'm guessing this is like Samura's specific student that he's training, but at the same time, she said that he's only a growing boy physically. So I guess mentally, he's not a boy. Either they're just saying he's really, mature for his age, or he's actually a grown man that's in a boy's body. It's either one of those two things, and anything can happen in this series. So I'm just gonna lean to the fact that he actually ate the cigar. He probably is just, mature for his age, but he doesn't know how to smoke. That's why he ate it. But, because a grown man would know how to light it. So, yeah, I think he is just a boy, just mature for his age. Anyway, we cut back over to Mr. Samura, and there's like plants and trees all around him, and it's the plant guy. We don't know his name yet, and there's a ton of his subordinates all over the trees. So he can sense everybody, but nobody's attacking him. He goes, "Why don't you just come down here and fight like a man?" Obviously, the plant guy goes, "We're not stupid. We know even with that regular blade, you're still very skilled, so we're not gonna get too close to you." And they start to set off some smoke bombs and regular bombs, and those are gonna mess up his senses because he's blind. He does like echolocation hearing, so him to turn a noise all over the place, plus people coming in, that's gonna really mess up his senses. Plus the smoke bombs. And then some of his subordinates, if they jump Mr. Samura, he's able to cut them down. And the plant guy goes, you're okay. You're really talented. I mean, even though we're using these smoke bombs and regular bombs, you're still able to detect hostile energy and someone able to hear them coming in. But how about we use the pipes? And then some tree trunk starts to shoot towards Mr. Samura. He does cut him up, but he looks a little nervous now. He goes, see, you can't really detect hostile energy from a plant. It doesn't really have hostile energy, so things are going to get interesting. After we cut away from Mr. Samura fighting, we cut back over to Yoyai, and he's specifically talking to Hakari, and he's saying that we can't really get into the fight because Mr. Samura uses echolocation and hostile energy. But now that there's a lot of them, they're using planks, the bombs, and the smoke bombs. If we jump up in there, where our senses and hostile energy is going to get mixed in with the enemy, so he could kill us. They don't specifically say kill us, but they say like a few times that if we join the fight, and we could mess up his senses, he could, and then we cut away. They do that like a few times. I'm like, I'm assuming they're just gonna say, he could kill us because we're gonna get mixed in with the enemies and he could slice us up. I don't know why they wouldn't just say that because it's not like the most craziest thing they would have said in this series so far, you know. So I don't know why they didn't say that. Maybe it's a translation thing. But yeah, they could probably get mixed up with the enemy's hostile energy and get sliced up. So that's gonna be very bad. And then the guy, the little kid, like the student, Mr. Samura, he comes in. He goes, "Yeah, yeah, you guys are gonna mess up everything. So leave it to us." After that, we cut back over to Mr. Samura, and a ton of guys jump in to help him. And this apparently is a secret ninja squad that can help Mr. Samura anytime he fights because they're able to hide their hostility intent and they're able to jump around the battlefield and fight without making a sound. So he's like the perfect team to fight with Mr. Samura. And Mr. Samura can tell that some of the enemy forces are dwindling. He goes, "What the?" "Oh, it's you guys." And then the student's like right next to him. He goes, "Yep, we're here. Come on, let's fight." It's a pretty cool panel of all of them jumping in, helping him fight, slicing and dicing. Like it was really nice. It was really nice to see him. And this ninja group is specifically called Maka Makizumi, the Makizumi, the ninja stealth squad that can help Mr. Zamora fighting. So we cut over to Hakari and Yoya, and they're running out of the back entrance. But as soon as they run towards the back entrance, some of those guys with the Dasiki come in. So then they start to run back towards the front entrance. And we see the inner thoughts of the girl that was healing Hakari. And she's saying that, we are helping Mr. Samura. We're fighting off these people, but we're still getting overwhelmed. Like, there's still a lot of people here, and this is a lot. If only we had one more fighter, even then, like, this is kind of a bad situation, all this help, and we're still getting somewhat overran. I don't know if we're gonna be able to fight off the full force for too much longer. And then Hankuri and Yo-Ya start to run for the front entrance of all the fighting. Obviously, Yo-Ya's like, "Yo, the back entrance is full of people with Dasiki. We're gonna have to run through the front entrance. I'm gonna have to fight." But he's not trained in the whole, ninja stealth thing, so he's gonna get mixed in. So that's obviously bad. Yo-Ya does, obviously, he's been training with some more. And I like a student, but they knew each other for a long time, and he did teach him some of his techniques, so he kind of knows how Samura fights. So Yoya goes in to cut a dude up, same as Samura, and Samura almost cuts his head off. Like his blade was like so close to cut a piece of his hair, and they're like, "Yo, Yoya, what the heck are you doing?" Obviously, he has to fight. They have to fight their way through the front entrance because the back entrance you just got a ton of people there. And he goes, "Look, I kind of know Samura, so I can sort of anticipate his attacks if he does come near me to cut me up. Everything's gonna be fine." Obviously, this isn't really a good situation, but it's all they can do. Like they're getting overwhelmed for all angles, and really the only way to get out of here is the front entrance. So this is pretty bad. This is really bad. Right after that, Hakari meets up with the guy that can draw. So when we first met him, they went to the train. When we first met him on the train station, he drew this huge circle on the ground, and they're able to teleport from the train station over to the temple. Now he's trying to draw this like really quickly during the battlefield, and Hakari like, "So where's it going to take us?" He goes, "Well, this is going to take you and the two sword bearers to the front of the temple, the very front. Obviously, that's not too far, but since most of the fighting is happening right here, that should be far enough to leave." He says him and the rest of the squad is going to stay here to keep the enemy's attention so we can fight them off while you guys get as far away as possible. Get as far away as possible as you can. And we get this really nice scene. So while he's explaining all it is, like, you're going to get to the front entrance, we're going to distract the enemy, we get this really nice scene where Hakari says, "Wait, I'm the only one who haven't risked a life yet." And we see him pop up like that mask on his eye, and we see like the energy flowing off of it. But because he hasn't like fully recovered, it like the mask is all broken up, and the eye energy is like sort of like wavy and like finna like dissipate. But he was being able to be healed for 10 minutes. So I'm guessing he can do a little something. So what can he do? I don't know. He only has 10 minutes. 10 minutes of healing. So what can 10 minutes of healing do? Either he can shoot off a few ESOs, the sonic waves to help like dissipate some of the enemy forces. That could be one thing. Or he's been the closest to Yoyai and some more. How long does it take to get your spirit energy contracted to his storehouse? I don't know. But maybe, just maybe, he could be able to get one of the enchanted blades in him. Maybe not both, because he only has 10 minutes, but maybe he's able to get Yo-Yai's, because he's probably the closest to him, or some more, or both. I don't know. I mean, he can like teleport one of them's to here to make it a bit more even. That would be good. That would be very, very good. I was thinking Mr. Sibo was gonna come here and help out because things are getting just so bad. And they did mention him last chapter. Maybe not. Maybe he's gonna go help Shahito. But Shahito doesn't really need any help, so I don't know. I really want to know where he is because he's so powerful. Why would he stay on the sideline? I've been saying this for the past couple chapters, but obviously him and the Kamabari left off on bad terms because he was helping out Chihito's dad and everything, and he didn't want any of the Kamabari to see him. But at the same time, this is such a crazy situation. He's gonna need to come and help. So he has to be somewhere in close proximity. So hopefully he comes in to help eventually. Um, so yeah, either he's just gonna be able to use the storehouse to bring one of their blades in, or maybe he's able to use ESO. Either way, they did bring up that there is a consequence to using your sorcery when you're already burnt out and that healed up with it. And he's doing it here. He did get healed up for 10 minutes, but he might overdo it a little bit, so I doubt he'll be permanently without his powers for the rest of the series, but maybe for like the next, or maybe for like the rest of this arc, or like for maybe the next arc, he doesn't have his powers anymore because he's overusing it in this moment, or he'll just be like in a coma or something. I don't know. They did say brain damage, so he might be in a coma or something. Who knows? Anyway, after this, the whole getting the sword things back with the storehouse isn't going to be so easy because he's probably gonna overdo it in this instance since it's going so crazy right now. It's so crazy around everything. He's probably gonna overdo it. So yeah, that's one thing I can think of. And after that, I guess we can cut back over to Hito and that guy can tell him some more stuff. So yeah, that's a chapter for you guys today. So like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all later. Thank you all for watching. I think all of that would be one with my beings, and I see you guys next time. Bye bye. All right.